In Formula One, rumors have a way of hitting harder than a collision at Eau Rouge. And this time, the explosion wasn't on track. It came from deep inside the Red Bull garage, and it has a name, Helmut Marko. And it's not about the second seat of Red Bull, it's about the guy in the first one, it's about Verstappen. Has Marko turned on his lifelong pupil? What Helmut just dropped about Max Verstappen has left the paddock spinning. Not because it's some PR scripted, politically correct statement. This was raw, unfiltered Marko. And he didn't even raise his voice. But the implications? They shook the sport to its core. Max can meet with whoever he wants, he told OE24. Just like that. Like it was nothing. Except, it's very much something. Because that calm, almost bored delivery came in response to one of the biggest ticking time bombs of the season. Rumors that Verstappen, Red Bull's prized possession, their four-time world champion, had just met with Toto Wolff. Not on Zoom, not through agents, in person, possibly in Sardinia, of all places, after the British Grand Prix. Yacht trackers, private jet spotters, whispers in Monaco bars. Everyone was chasing the same scent. And Marko? He shrugged it off like Verstappen had gone out for coffee with an old friend. "We have a valid contract until 2028, he said, "and we assume Max will stay with us." That's not denial, that's control. But here's where things start to get messy. Because that valid contract, yeah, it comes with strings. There's a performance clause, buried deep in the legal weeds, that could allow Verstappen to walk away if he falls outside the top four in the Drivers' Championship before the summer break. He's currently third, but the gap to the top, 69 points. The margin for chaos, huge, and Red Bull knows it. But even if Verstappen doesn't activate that clause, it's not like he's been quiet behind the scenes. Sources say he knew about Christian Horner's shocking sacking before anyone else did. Max was informed, Marko confirmed, offering nothing more. No elaboration, no denial. That silence? It's deafening. Because let's remember, Horner didn't leave with a farewell tour. He was fired. One cold press release, one sentence. After 20 years, 8 constructors' titles, and 6 world championships. Gone. Replaced by Laurent Mekies. No explanation. No warm words. Just the sound of a door slamming shut. Was that Red Bull's way of keeping Max? Was it a power play from Team Verstappen? After all, this wasn't just about wins and losses anymore. This was personal. Horner's scandal. Jos Verstappen's open feuds. The whispers that the Dutch camp wanted Horner out. And then, poof, he's gone. Max didn't give interviews. He didn't need to. One Instagram post said everything. "From my first race win to 4 world championships, we have shared incredible successes, winning memorable races and breaking countless records. Thank you for everything, Christian." Not a goodbye, not a defense, just a summary. And Toto Wolff, he's been playing chess while others play checkers. When asked about Verstappen, he didn't say no. He didn't even try to dodge. There is a 4-time world champion that needs to decide what he is going to do in the future, Wolff admitted. As a team principal, you need to see where that is going. Translation: doors are open, and George Russell knows it. That's why he's suddenly vague about his own contract. "There's a lot of questions about it," Russell said, almost nervously. "The more we speak, the less we speak about it. Something will happen in the next couple of weeks." He's not bluffing. If Verstappen decides to walk, Russell could be the one left in the cold. Kimi Antonelli. A rookie, yes, but Mercedes has already banked its future on him. There's only room for one. And in all this, Helmut Marko stands like a statue, unshaken. "We have a valid contract," he repeats. But if contracts were unbreakable in Formula One, Fernando Alonso wouldn't have changed teams 4 times. Lewis Hamilton wouldn't be headed to Ferrari next year. What does Max want? What does Jos want? What does Red Bull need to survive this? Because if this story is heading toward an ending, it sure doesn't feel like a happy one. The timing of it all is no coincidence. Formula One's 2026 overhaul, new cars, lighter chassis, hybrid engines from Red Bull powertrains. It's the biggest revolution in modern racing. And Max Verstappen? He's right at the crossroads. Think about it. All 4 of Max's world titles came with a Red Bull engine built by Honda. Next year, Honda is gone. Red Bull is on its own. No more proven powerhouse, no more fallback. They're building an engine for the first time in their history. And who was at the heart of that entire transition? Christian Horner. But now Horner's gone, and so is the certainty that Red Bull rocket ship Max once trusted might become a ticking time bomb. Sky Sports analyst and ex-driver Martin Brundle sees it clearly. Christian has been in the seat and driving that aspect of the team along completely, Brundle said. Every point, podium, victory, and world championship Max has, through his own genius driving, is in a Red Bull car. And he's often said he wants to see his career out there. And yet, it's no longer the same Red Bull. The power struggle, the sackings, the cracks in their once untouchable empire, they're all showing now. And Verstappen, he's been watching closely. Even Brundle had to admit. They're debuting their own engine for the first time next year, in what is going to be the biggest change in Formula One history of car and power unit at the same time. So, we know that Max has an exit clause based on where he is in the World Championship at the end of this month. I can only surmise it means he's more likely to stay at the team. More likely. Not definitely. That tiny bit of uncertainty is all it takes for a team like Mercedes to pounce, especially one that's already rebuilding for a new era. Lewis out, Toto hunting for his next superstar, and a hungry Italian prodigy named Kimi Antonelli waiting in the wings. Toto knows time is short. You don't know what's going to be in 3 or 5 years, he said. That's why you need to look at what should be considered on the long term. And that long term might not include George Russell if Verstappen jumps ship. The irony. Just months ago, Red Bull looked unstoppable. Now, the house feels like it's collapsing. The same team that turned energy drinks into championships is suddenly fighting to keep their own driver from walking away. And every whisper, every cryptic quote, every paparazzi yacht sighting adds another log to the fire. But this isn't just a story about a team and a driver. It's a story about trust. Max Verstappen trusted Red Bull to give him the fastest car, to back him through every risk, to build a dynasty. But dynasties crumble when loyalty fades, when secrets fester, when internal power plays replace podiums. Helmut Marko says everything's fine. But we've seen this before, haven't we? In the calm before Alonso's storm, in the silences that came before Vettel jumped ship, in the polite quotes before Hamilton shocked McLaren and joined Mercedes. This is how breakups begin in Formula One, quietly, confidently, until suddenly, they're not. And the truth is, Max Verstappen has options. He doesn't need Red Bull anymore. They need him. With Christian gone, the team's foundation looks shakier than it has in years. The aura of invincibility is gone. The trophies are polished, sure, but the future? It's full of smoke and questions. Will Max Verstappen still be wearing Red Bull colors in 2026? Will Toto Wolff pull off the biggest driver heist since Schumacher? Or is this all just a high-stakes game of leverage? One thing's for sure, the paddock is waiting, the fans are watching, and time is running out. So, what do you think? Is Max Verstappen about to break Red Bull's heart? Let us know in the comments, because this story is just getting started.